Today we're taking a look at the GVM SD700B all-in-one, a 700 watt bicolor light. You get the light, you get the cord, and that's it. You don't get a case, you don't even get a reflector. It is very straightforward, very simple, and the all-in-one design of this light means that this is it. So you don't have a control box or a ballast or a power brick or anything. The cord plugs straight into the wall, the 700 watt. This light is very good at one thing, and that is being a bright-ass light. It will melt your face off. Very, very bright. Lights of this power and up to the 1200 watt range and even higher, they're not really meant to be pointed directly at your subject. You usually want to use this kind of output to diffuse your light, so you can make a large diffused light source. You need a lot of output because your diffusion is going to cut some of your light output, so you need a lot to go into it. That's really what you want to use this for. One of the most common cases that I've had for this is I film a podcast. I've talked about this before on the channel. There are bright windows right behind the talent, and we film right during the day, so you need lots of light. I use this and another 700 watt light, just absolutely blast them at 100%, and that's the only way that you can properly expose the talent and the background at the same time. I don't point this directly with a reflector at the talent, it's through a softbox, to be clear. What do you do with a high-powered light like this? Even 700 watts isn't going to overpower the sun, but you can work with the sun with 700 watts. If you know what you're doing, you can fill in the shadows and you can make the sun your key light and you can control it. So that is the kind of thing you can do with 700 watts. You can emulate the sun. You can shine it through a window and make it look like daylight even though it's nighttime. I did this for an example shot. I was honestly afraid. I had to turn the light down to 35%. Whenever I had it at 100%, it looked like the sun came out, and I thought my neighbors were going to make a complaint against me. It opens up a whole world of creative possibilities as a filmmaker. So that's what you can do with a bright light. That's why you should be excited about something like this and why I get excited about a big light. Now, the design of this, like I said, it's all in one. You just have the cord and the light. That's good and bad. All of those things that would be in the control box and the power brick then need to be built into the light itself. So now some quick comparisons, the 700 watt and the 500 watt all-in-one lights. So we have the GVM SD700B all-in-one here in the studio. 1 meter away from the light meter, we're getting a reading of actually 32,900, which is quite a bit higher than their reported readings. This is just bare bulb. And just to compare, this is the GVM SD500B all-in-one, 1 meter away from the light meter, and we're getting 25,200 lux. Let me just butt this out of here. The intensity can be controlled in 0.1% increments. This is 0.1% right now. The camera's set at f8, ISO 640, so you know, relatively low exposure actually. For as bright as this light can get, this is pretty dim. It's nice that you can lower it down. That makes it a lot more versatile. I notice it's set to 5600 Kelvin right now. In comparison with my other lights, this comes in pretty warm at 5600 Kelvin. And then our color temperature range goes all the way down to 2700. I'm sorry if I sound stuffy, by the way. I didn't address that at the beginning of the video. I'm a little under the weather. Just ignore that. It goes all the way down to 2700 Kelvin and all the way up to 6800 Kelvin. So you have a nice wide range there. If you want to make it look like a interior warm lighting all the way up to a cloudy day, you have that kind of color temperature range. You don't have a green magenta shift. It's a pretty straightforward bicolor light in that way. And in case you're curious, this is what 100% looks like. It's taken up to 100%. Luckily, this has a linear response, so I don't need to continue to scroll and scroll and scroll. So if it gets the sense that I'm trying to quickly go through it, it'll go through it quicker for me. But you also have the ability to make those small incremental changes. So you have a linear response on that, which is nice. 100% is extremely bright. And there's a USB-C port here and a data port. So there are actually optional dongles you can get for the all-in-one series of lights that you can plug in, and you can get DMX capabilities. The only other things in the menu that I want to point out are Bluetooth settings, so you can turn Bluetooth on and off. The thing that I really care about are the fan settings. So this does have a silent mode. It's not a necessarily loud light. It's not like I've ever noticed this, even when I'm using it at 100%. Usually on 100%, this is far enough away that the fan is not even a factor, but it does have a smart mode that ramps the fan up and down in accordance with how bright you have the light and what the temperature is. It has a high mode if you just want it to set to a constant noise, so you don't need to worry about the noise changing in the audio and messing up what you're doing. It's an all-in-one design. If you need really bright on a budget, this is probably the best value that you can get.